used to get popular mechanics, which I didn't ever see until I could borrow them from him. And of course in those days, 1950s, American cars were every year they were bigger and more powerful and more ugly. And we used to think that they were great. The day you turned 15, you went and got your licence. There was no written test or anything. You just went in and drove around the block and got your licence, and that was it. It was a very simple process. The problem was, if you were going to go to sports or any other school function out of school hours, I mean normally we travelled as high school by bus, your parents would have to take you, and it was an awful nuisance to them to have to take you into Waimate, wait and then come back again. As soon as you could drive the car, you could take yourself. Between our second last and last year at high school, we had this idea of going on a trip around the northern half of the South Island. We took my father's 3-ton Chev truck and we put this old canopy on the back and 2 stretchers and a Primus, and I guess we had a few boxes of clothes and food, and we just took off. We basically went up the east coast to Picton, right around to Motueka, Kaiteritiri, and then back down through the Buller Gorge to Westport, and then back along the coast over Arthur's Pass and back to Christchurch. And I think it took us of the order of 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. We camped by roadsides, by rivers. We just would pull up on the side of the road by a river somewhere and make do. At that stage we must have been about 16 each, and both of us would have had our car driver's licence, but neither of us would have had a licence for a 3-ton truck. One occasion we did have a bit of a fright in that we used to roll over in bed in the morning, pull the Primus out from under the stretcher and cook some breakfast still in bed. And one day one of our beds caught fire, which was a bit of a fright, but we managed to get it out.
I guess there was a certain frustration for Rob when he left school to work on the farm, because, as you well know, he would have liked to go to Lincoln. There were a lot of things he would have liked to have done, but none of them was possible because of Dad's age. Dad needed him and had hung on to the farm for him so that he would be able to take it over. And so he was 16 when he came back on the farm.
Hardly anybody went on to university. It was very rare. And Rob didn't get the chance. I mean, it's a pity, terrible pity he didn't, because he was very bright. He was, I think, well, between Bill Penno and him and me, he was certainly the brightest in our class. But because he had an elderly father and the farm to run, he had no choice. He had to go home.
We had no access to booze whatsoever growing up. None.
None of us were interested in drink. We were far too busy doing other things.
We certainly, even if there'd been bars and things, we wouldn't have been going to bars because we were all strictly teetotal. We didn't smoke and we didn't drink and we didn't do any of those sorts of things.
Both of us loved dancing, and we did a lot of it.
The social life at the time was to go to movies and country dances, because country dances were the thing.
We would have dances nearly every Saturday night roll through the winter term. We used to do a lot of American square dancing, as well as this ballroom dancing.
I think he found that quite a few of his friends from Morven didn't dance. So there were a group of us that used to go to Geraldine, Temuka, Waimate. Knox Church used to have an annual ball.
I don't think Rob was great on the girlfriend line. I can't remember him having a lot of girlfriends. I mean, all the girls swamped around him, but no, he wasn't selective. He was very popular with the girls.